Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the AccountaBuddy podcast, episode 7. My name is Dom.
And I am Tom.
And Tony.
Yeah.
Also known as T Breezy, TA Flip. That's pretty much it, right?
That's a lot of them.
We're going to talk about Plan B, no Plan B, and why you shouldn't have a Plan B. Right?
Yes.
Okay. So, quick Google search on Plan B.
Well, let's be clear. Really, if you're going to Google search Plan B, probably that pill's going to come
Plan
up.
B goals.
So obviously we're not talking about Plan B.
Right.
That women take sometimes if they take it.
Researchers confess that having a Plan B makes you physiologically more secure. But it is a big but. We propose that the mere act
Big butt?
I gotta stop you.
What?
For all me not being able to read. What's that word?
Psychologically.
The researchers confess. I mean, who's making fun of who here? Watch how fast I can read this sentence.
Oh, here we go. Go ahead.
The researchers
He's already heard that. It's not fair.
The researchers confess that having a Plan B makes you psychologically more secure.
Don't go crazy.
But, and that's a big but, we propose that a mere act of thinking through a backup plan can reduce performance on your primary goal by decreasing your desire for goal achievement. Shout out to me.
I just want to say,
Can I go shout out to me real quick?
shout out to Tommy. Also, that's a dad. That was a man who has read bedtime stories.
Yeah.
Inflections, tone, timing.
Pace.
Yes, exactly.
You know?
All this for a guy who can't read.
You could say,
Noah!
oh boy. Oh. No. That would have been fun. Sorry, guys. The cat.
Does
Yeah.
the cat
You just probably
respond
Yeah.
to snaps?
Yes.
Okay. Anyway, let's keep it going here. So a big thing that Dominic believes in, and I guess I do too. First off, sponsored by New Haircuts. I did get a haircut recently, and haircut can make you feel great. Yes, I don't have a lot of hair. Yeah, cool, man.
Did you get one of them cut or just?
I made the tips invisible.
I've never heard that joke before.
I didn't cut my hair. I just made the tips invisible.
I still don't get it.
Is that from
My
something?
hair. I heard it on Pardon My Take. Your tips are invisible, so like your hair is longer than it actually is, but you just took the tips down. And
So you're not bald. It's just like invisible.
No, like your hair grew.
Yeah, I know. I'm just trying
you
to.
you made the top edge. The tips invisible. It's a tough one, Dom. It's all right. Can't even read a sentence. I don't expect you to get the joke. Okay. Anyway, so Dominic's really passionate about this no Plan B thing. I'm coming on board with it. I'm holding myself accountable, man.
Right.
You know, I don't really necessarily like that a lot, but you know, with AccountaBuddy, I don't have a Plan B.
Of course.
You know, so
no Plan B, right? This kind of ties into what we've talked about in the past, but if you want to pursue something and you have to give it your absolute all, and to have no Plan B, no fallback plan, there's no other option besides Plan A. That's the whole reason behind no Plan B, right? Because if you have that security, then you always have an opportunity to be like, okay, well, probably not going to work. Thank God I have this to fall back on. But if you don't have this to fall back on, there's no other recourse. You have to follow through with Plan A. And there's actually we like The Office, and remember when Andy burned a bridge at Dunder Mifflin?
yeah, what? David Wallace?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Just bring it to, it's a funny episode.
Can you explain it for people who?
Yeah, so
The Office is a show about
Andy Bernard wanted to pursue acting, and he burned a bridge at Dunder Mifflin by defecating on the boss's car. So
haven't we all?
Yeah, haven't we all?
Been there.
Haven't we all? Amber Heard has been there. Gotta keep it relevant.
Amber Turd is what I saw.
Turd.
Wow.
Yeah. Justice for Johnny. Anyway, yeah, absolutely. And this quote is perfect. This snippet of information. Their researchers confess to have blah, 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 but it decreases your desire for goal achievement. So another thing is you could, and a lot of some people that are close to me have suffered from, and I've suffered from, and anybody that's listening to this in one point of their life has suffered from what's called analysis paralysis. It's where you overanalyze something and you say, well, what if this happens? Well, what if this happens? What if this gets really, and then this happens? And you get paralyzed by overthinking what can happen, what could be, rather than taking the lead, taking the step, discarding with plan B and going all in on plan A. It's kind of, it's what I did, right? I left the salaried position. I obviously didn't defecate on my boss's car, but there was no.
I actually know somebody who pooped on a car.
No way.
Like Connor.
Dominic.
Yeah,
Anyway.
there were pranks we were playing in high school.
Oh,
on each other.
yeah.
Grease on your windshield wiper. Grease
my
on the
God.
door handle.
I would have been so mad.
I didn't have a car, so.
Didn't the cops get him?
There were cops.
Or-
You whispering, by the way, doesn't help here. People are not going to know you whispered. She asked if the cops were there.
Right?
Yes.
I'm remembering now.
So, no plan B. And there's a nice quote by Winston Churchill. Never give in, never, 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 in nothing great or small, large or petty. Never give in, except to convictions of honor and good sense. No plan B. And there's plenty of stories out there where if there's no plan B, you just excel in your career or in your area. Like Kobe Bryant never had a plan B. Look how great he is. Michael Jordan, no plan B.
How great he was. Kobe's not alive anymore.
Rest in peace.
Crazy. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of similar to what we're doing here, right? Not to say that we won't start another app if this one flops, right? But Dominic, right? But you know, with the work ethic and trying to do something. So this app, right? This step by step, day by day, you know, goals that you set. Dominic had an idea kind of similar to it, probably about 3 to 5 years ago, right? It's called Lay Your Brick. And the whole idea was because there was an interview done with Will Smith about he went to this. His grandfather father made him build a wall, and you know he took it brick by brick, and he said, "Listen, you know, something along the lines of, I'm going to focus on laying this brick the best way I can lay this brick every single day, right?" So that was an idea we did have at that time. We probably didn't even have the money to. Now we know what an app costs. We wouldn't have been able to do shit anyway.
Yeah.
So, but that idea ended up coming not to fruition, right? But Dominic, that was Dominic's goal, right? He didn't have a plan B, and he was all in on it. And what that did by being all in on that showed the gaps in that idea and why it wouldn't work, right? And then now he's staring at me because I wrote something funny on it.
Yeah, no, it's hilarious.
But no, him having no plan B for that, and we were so diehard about it, and then kind of, you know, it wasn't a good plan, and we did shoot it down. But you know what? That's an example of.
Not that it wasn't a good plan. It was just ahead of its time. It's repackaged, you know?
I like that. But talk louder.
No, we can hear her. It's just she has better audio. It's fine.
Okay. Well, I got feedback that she didn't sound good. So, right.
Oh. Okay, I get it now.
But I'll tell you right now, and that's kind of the past. I don't even know if Dominic even knew that quote at the time, but because it didn't come through.
What quote?
The plan B and plan A thing, because it didn't come through. It didn't work out, right? Oh, hold on a second. Sorry. Hello. Hey, I'm in the middle of the podcast. Yes. I love you. I love you too, buddy. All right. Good night. All right. Bye. Sorry. Ollie's going to bed. I'm not home. He's got to call and say goodnight.
Oh, that's sweet.
It's very cute. Why is your kid up until 10 p.m.?
Well, nobody knew it was 10 p.m. So thanks for the judgment. Because nobody knows what time we're filming this.
Yeah, so.
Yeah. But thanks for the judgment.
Sure.
Maybe he was staying up late because he can't go to daycare tomorrow. We're trying to make every day great for him.
Another thing with
Maybe
no
he
plan
was-
B is if your idea is not great, you do need people and whatever you want to do, and you think I'm going all in on this, no plan B, no plan B. It could be a bad idea. It could not be like Andy Bernard from The Office going to act full time, or it could really, really, really not be a good idea. And you need support around you to humble you. But I don't think that, I mean, a lot of actors and actresses have, that field is really where this shines, no plan B, right? Because there's no money in acting right off the bat, right?
Well, they're all waiters and waitresses.
Yeah. And they,
At least that's what they are on Vanderbilt.
they are married to the idea of no plan B, and it turns out well for a lot of them. But there's a lack of support, especially in the household, when people want to make that leap.
Well, the reality of that situation is most of them won't make it. But you know how you definitely won't make it? If you don't try to do it. I was having this conversation with a friend of mine, who you know, and we were talking about push-ups. And he, back in the day, could do more push-ups than he can do now. And it can be pretty discouraging when you don't work out for a while and then you start to again,
Right.
and you used to be strong.
Right.
Really seeing how out of shape that you actually are. So he was, his goal, he uses the app, and his goal is to do 50 push-ups a day. And I talked to him the day after he did them, and he said he's never been as sore as he's been from doing 50 push-ups in his life.
Mm-hmm.
And we got to talking, and he actually, is very successful in his career, in real estate, and things like that. So he's someone I definitely look up to as far as that stuff is concerned, and life period. He's kind of like a
Nice
big brother to
guy.
me. But
Yeah.
I was talking to him, and he was discouraged about, I used to be able to do this stuff in high school, blah, blah, blah. And I said, well, I can promise you one thing. You will never be able to do 50 push-ups if you don't try, right? So, and that's similar to how, losing weight. You want to lose all this weight, but it's tough to get started. Okay. Well, I can tell you how you're not going to lose weight, and that's by, not following a diet, stuff like that, right? So don't let it just be a perpetual thing where it's like, I can't do it, I can't do it, I can't do it. Because I'll tell you right now, if he just continues to keep doing those push-ups every single day, they'll get easier, 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 easier for him.
Right.
In the fitness industry, that's where you can really see it as far as setting that goal for your plan, increasing your max bench, stuff like that. Go balls, to the wall on it, because I can tell you what, you're not gonna hit that max number unless you lift weights and strive toward it and try to do it.
Right.
You will, you'll never hit it if you don't try.
Right.
So, well, that's my story about somebody who's dealt with that and a plan, and how easy it can just be like, yeah, you know what, forget about it.
Yeah.
So.
But if you don't have a plan B in your mind, and plan B is the only course of action, there's really nothing else to do but take the actions towards that plan in order to keep on track with what your plan is. Right? Fitness, family, business. If you just, obviously, I mean, I'm not telling people to go out there and burn bridges with whatever they're looking to stop doing and they want to do this instead. I mean, it's not really a great idea, but think that way. That bridge is burned. This is it. This is the only This is the only way that I have a plan for my life, and I see no other. There is no recourse. There's no detour. There's no other avenue. This is my plan, and I'm going to achieve it. Otherwise, what's the alternative? There is none. There's no alternative, and you keep that mindset day in and day out. You'll hit the midday fatigues and you'll hit a bad streak of a few days, but keep reminding yourself that this is it, this is the plan. This is a plan that you set, by the way. Because our minds, they go south, and they're like, okay, well, what if I really don't hit it? What's the worst that can happen? I'm still gonna live. Blah, blah, blah. And then once you start negotiating with yourself in your mind, it distracts yourself from plan A, from your target plan, your goal plan. So you kind of have this battle in your head of emotions, where this side is kind of like those two, what's it called, on the shoulders?
Devil and
Devil and angel, they're called something.
Tony,
Your
IT?
consciousness?
Consciousness. Yeah, and then also an important thing is, what is that goal? That's great. But what's the plan for it? What can you do daily, right? And again, to bring it back to the app, what are you going to do daily to get your, hit your goal? What can you do? And if you have trouble thinking of things that you can do daily, shoot us a DM, because we can help you out with that too.
Absolutely.
IT is, you see how fast IT is here, right?
IT's quick with the fingers.
They're just called shoulder angels.
Shoulder angels.
That's the thing. I didn't even know that doesn't even.
Sure, but they're on the shoulders. But you will have this dark voice in your mind saying, you don't really need to do this. Everything's going to be okay if you don't do it. Oh, you can skip a day. You can eat this. You could do that. You could not do this. Everything will be fine. And you listen to that, because we're all human, and that does happen. But don't give yourself too much time with that voice, because you keep going, and it's going to keep derailing your plan, rather than going all in on plan A, day in and day out. And yes, everybody's human. They are going to have their bad days, or their days where they want to not do anything. They want to go out. They want to sit on the couch and watch 4 movies a day. I'm case in point. That sounds like the perfect day to me.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I want to do that right now. Mm-hmm. I want to go on that couch or in the living room and watch Harry Potter. I know you want to hold off until Christmas.
I do. It's a Christmas movie.
No. Well, sure, but
Overrated. Anyway, so just speaking of plans, I'll give an example of a plan that I have.
sure. I don't know if I can talk to you after this. But
So just as far as, a long-term plan that I have with my family, we had a single-family house, and bought it, I don't know how many years ago at this point, but I quickly realized that the house needed work, it was dated, everything like that. So I took a look at investment, the investment side of it, and thinking, okay, in 30 years we'll put money into this house, and it'll be a great, nice house, and all I have is this house. Or what I could do is cut bait now, buy a 2-family house, live on one side, rent the other side out, cut my mortgage in half, save up money a couple of years, then buy my forever home, and then rent out the other house. And that makes sense, right? Because then in 30 years, I will own 2 houses. So it's a pretty common strategy for people who are interested in real estate.
Right.
The day we closed on the house, my wife got told she was losing her job at the end of the year, which obviously sucked, right? So you're like, all right, well, this is terrible. Definitely puts the goal back, but the plan's still the plan. Then we got pregnant. So not only was she losing her job, she was going to have a baby. So it's not like she could even get a job to start working the following year, right? Following. And she took a year off for maternity, and obviously well deserved. I'm glad she took the time off and everything like that. Mm-hmm. But it certainly put us behind in our plan, right? That whole all those circumstances, combined with the fact that we started 2 companies in that period of time and bought a building for one of the companies, it's really put a damper on my big plan for my life. And I could easily right now cut bait, sell this 2-family, right? Buy a single family, and not deal with the plan anymore, right? But my plan is to own 2 houses, at least 2, when we're older. So I do not have a plan B for the housing situation. This is the only thing that's happening. We're keeping this house. We're gonna rent out this one, and then put ourselves on the way to financial freedom. So that's my 2 cents.
I don't know what cut bait means. If I gotta be honest.
Means leave, sell it, boom, out. Connect.
BATE.
BAIT.
That's bait.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
fish bait.
So like if you
That's what he's saying.
Like you cut.
Oh. Cut bait. Like when you're fishing.
Yeah, but yes, but not like to catch the fish, to let the fish to like
Catch and release.
like you're trying to take a fish in, it's really difficult, and you cut bait, just let it go. It's difficult.
Sports.
Yeah, Dominic loves sports. Did you know the NFL draft was tonight?
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was all over my computer.
Honestly, God, I don't know how. I'm so
We
close
grew up
to
in
you.
the same house, and I don't care for
I can't
sports.
talk any sports with Dominic.
Unless we're gambling.
He's terrible at golfing.
Oh, I'm terrible at golf.
He doesn't even watch basketball. Doesn't watch baseball.
I
What team does LeBron play for?
could Lakers. I
Cavaliers.
can't name a player on the Knicks. I can't. Latrell Sprewell, number 8.
Jordan's dad just asked me to name a player on the Yankees.
Yeah.
I was like,
Aaron Judge.
I said Aaron Judge.
Nice, man.
Can't think of another person. to be
Chucky
honest.
Knobloch, baby.
Hideki Matsui.
Listen, when I like going Chuck Knobloch, I just lost all interest.
Yeah, he was so good. Honestly, I thought about that the other day. I'm like, how do I like this guy?
Okay, you hurt my feelings now.
Speaking of gambling, for anybody counting, I took Dominic for like, what, $250 in dice the other night? Street
I
dice.
Venmoed you $191.
I know, but that was after.
and I wasn't there while we were gambling, so I have no idea what else I lost.
Yeah, anyway.
Anyway,
Sorry to get off topic, guys. But you know what? We like to just talk.
that's
right?
the thing. We just like to banter here and there.
You know?
Life's about having fun. You know what I love?
Banter, man.
You know what I love? Okay, no plan B, great.
Dominic's mad handsy.
Love.
Don't touch me.
I love going on vacation. Not the destination. I love, and this is going to sound dad-like, I love the journey. I love packing.
And that's episode.
I love packing. I love going to the airport. I love getting on the airplane. I just love the experience, and unpacking a suitcase as soon as you get into your room. Oh my God, look at
does
this.
Who are you, mom? Who does that?
Don't? I love it, man. I love it.
I was
love
at the hotel
everything
last
about it.
night. I didn't unpack anything.
I love coming home and we gotta wash all of our clothes. Let's have a day. I honestly love it. I love the entire
Call the
experience.
cops,
I love
man.
going away for a couple of days. Do you guys not love this as much
Yeah,
as I
I
do?
love going
Yeah, I
away
like
for a
going
couple
away
days
too. I like
and then
vacations, but I don't look forward to like.
I would go to White Plains and I'd like 2 nights away. I'd have a great time. It's right down the road. Just like packing away.
Dominic, that's not the thing you're
No,
saying.
but I love the experience of the vacation. I
Yeah,
love
the
packing the bags.
the experience
I
is
love
great.
writing out a list. Mm-hmm. Oh, I got my.
He loves putting
I
out
got my
spreadsheet.
sunscreen. People know I love spreadsheets. I got my on a to-do list on the notes, and you could check things.
Dominic, that's not the thing you need to be arrested for. Is saying first off that you unpack your suitcase when you get in there.
I don't even unpack my suitcase when I get home.
It's criminal. And then looking forward to doing the laundry when you get home. Yes.
You nuts.
Tell me you don't
Sign me
love
up.
hotel towels.
Yeah,
I don't know what
sure.
is it thread count?
Dominic.
Those are great.
Again,
Yeah.
that's not the argument. You need to be put in jail for saying you first off unpack your suitcase.
Yeah.
Do you like going
And-
through security?
And you like.
I love the thrill of it.
The longer the line, the better.
Oh. Yo, okay, we
We
went.
just went through Newark,
Yeah.
and the woman said over and over again, do not take your cell phones out of your bag. Do not, saying no to the normal things. Don't take your sweater off. We were like, okay. So we were walking up, and I was like, Jordan, should I take my laptop out of my bag? And he was like, no, leave it in your bag. So then we were walking up, and she was like, take your laptops out of your bag. And they already had Lincoln. I was like, Jordan, take my laptop out of my bag. I was like so scared of her.
No,
It's a sweat when you get up there. It's your turn.
I wish there was a training video.
I wish I got time because the last time I was like.
I wish that was a VR so you could practice
The
at
real
it.
ones have pre-check.
I guarantee there's a VR for it.
You don't have pre-check?
What's that?
You don't have pre-check?
No, I don't fly enough. I just started with my Marriott Bonvoy reward points, and I'm very excited for when I can just use points for a trip.
The last time I was in an airport, my son pooped through his diaper and his pajama pants, and I didn't have any extra clothes, so I really love traveling. It is a lot of fun.
Another good one. We were on our way back from San Diego with Jack, and he was 6 months at the time. And Jen brought milk, so we had to separate. Jen had to go through regular. I took Ollie through pre-check to get him through it faster, whatever. And our seats were separate, so I had to rush to get to the gate so they could put our seats together. Obviously, we had a baby, whatever. So I take Jack, and I'm literally running through. Oliver is being Oliver. Hated wearing a mask and was just like 20 feet behind me, but I kept checking he was there. But like I needed to get to this gate. And
Don't be there.
Anybody travel with a 4-year-old understands like it's a little difficult. And the second I get to I finally stop at the front gate. I'm holding Jack in front of me. He just throws up on. It's terrible. Thing. And I'm like, yeah, I need seats together. And they were actually helpful, but anyway.
But flying with a kid, you're like, you board first. Not that that's
the
important.
best part, but dude, I literally almost had to pay somebody to switch seats. So
let us know in the comments if you agree with this. Planes should board last to first.
Obviously.
It'd be easier, but
Well, I mean, why not?
There's a certain status thing that comes along with it.
Yeah, okay,
Premier
'cause You sit in first class and watch people board after you. That was a Chris Pratt thing on Parks and Recreation.
Tell me I'm poor.
I recently flew, and we sat in the back row, and we were getting thrown around on takeoff and on landing. Like, I was praying to Grandma, and I was scared. And I had just read a book about a plane crash.
Stop. I think in my mind, and I can't say things out loud. I'm like, I can't even think anymore.
Back of the airplane is where you get the most turbulence. On a boat?
The most turbulence?
Yes.
Yeah, I got it. It
Fly
definitely
first
had it.
class. What are you doing?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Also, if you're ever going on a cruise, try to go more towards the front.
I'll never go on a cruise.
Why?
Rogue waves. If I can't be on a cruise with more than one single person, because if something bad's going on, I have one person to take responsibility for. You know what I mean? Imagine being on cruise with all of your parents and something bad's going to happen.
I think that our parents handled themselves.
20. What's going to happen? I can't. You not think that they accommodate for everybody on the cruise nowadays?
Don't care.
People.
These are the nightmares I have. My nightmare that I have monthly is that I'm on a beach, the water goes all the way out, a big wave's coming all the way in, and I'm sitting next to Nana, I'm sitting next to Mom and Dad. I gotta get all of them through the sand.
You got a safe one?
What do I do?
Easy.
So,
you carry Dad.
No plan B. What do you do?
And Mom carries Nana.
Yeah, I know, I get it, but I'm not gonna go on a cruise.
It's a weird nightmare.
Yeah, I know. And it's horrible. I'm stressing out. I bet you I'm gonna have it tonight.
This is my nightmare.
What are your guys' biggest nightmares?
I was at dinner last night with some of my employees, and one of them was in the military, and he was stationed in Australia, and that's a place I'll never go, ever.
Yeah.
Ever. Especially after hearing this story. He first got called to the site to see if a spider was poisonous, venomous, whatever. And spiders, the thing is I don't like about spiders is if you can't step on it and kill it, that's a problem. That type of spider should not exist.
I bet you squeal when you pick up a foot and a spider's still alive.
Oh, I can't. No, I would never step on one. That's what I'm saying. Like a tarantula, you can't step on a tarantula and kill it. If I'm getting creeped out thinking about it.
Yo, if you step on a spider that's big enough to small enough to step on, and you lift your foot, and a bunch of babies fly out.
No.
That's it. So he goes.
Imagine you step on a spider, but as you step on it, it comes up and puts its hands above your feet. Hold on to your feet.
So he's telling me a story. This spider with its body is this big, and with its legs, it's like this big.
Oh my God!
I'm like, literally kill me. And I was like, what if that thing jumps off, flips around, and it's just you're. So then he's telling me a story that he had to sleep in the sand, right? And he's like, he hears something behind him, and he had been there for like a little bit of time.
He hears it.
Yeah, exactly. So he's telling me this. I'm like, you're a fucking lunatic. No way. And he said he turned over, and it was a tarantula. But guess what? Australia's so crazy he was relieved it was a tarantula and not something else.
Ugh.
So he let it stay. Yes, dude. And he's telling me this. And I'm like, in no world will I ever let a tarantula sleep next to me. And he says because it kills like smaller spiders and snakes. First of all, a spider can kill a snake. A spider can kill a snake. How big is this? What are you kidding me? Anyway, don't go to Australia. That bed is beautiful.
So that's Tommy's biggest fear. Dominic, what's your biggest fear?
This podcast
Nightmare.
running 31
Failure.
minutes.
Nightmare. My biggest fear is having a plan B.
On that note,
Your
My
biggest fear is
nightmare
bed
is
neck lady.
the bed neck lady, and then the tall guy with the top hat.
Oh, screw the tall guy.
Yeah, haunting a Hill House. Watch it 5 years ago. It's still haunting me.
it's
It
really,
wasn't
it's a
5
good
years ago,
rewatch
but
for sure. Too.
yeah.
One of our employees, Jamie Lynn, did a cosplay
Yes.
on the bed neck.
Shout out Jamie.
I
Lynn.
can't
You know
watch
what?
it.
Let's link Jamie Lynn to
Yeah.
what her makeup stuff. I don't know.
Morbid and
Morbid and horrid.
Morbid and horrid. Yeah.
Morbid and horrid.
Morbid horrid.
As
not
I said.
Check her out, Jamie Lynn. She
No,
does
man.
awesome makeup tutorials, but she did that bed neck lady. I couldn't watch it. I had this.
I don't think I saw that one.
Yeah, don't pull it up. Anyway, that is episode
7.
No plan B. Stick to your plan A. There's no other alternative. My name is Dom.
Tom.
And you know it's Tony and.
Hey.